Everyone in the sleepy mountain town had heard stories about the abandoned mall and the malevolent creature that lurked in the wreckage there. There had been enough missing persons cases, lost children, teenagers sneaking out to explore and never returning home, urban explorers who stumbled out of the darkness disheveled and traumatized. With an eyewitness account, no one wanted to believe. There wasn't anyone left in the
Won't
surrounding
they
area willing to set
fence
foot
that
in
off?
that cursed place. But that didn't stop
Kid's like,
opportunistic
nah.
out-of-towners from paying the occasional visit, especially if they felt like there was money to be made in those crumbling corporate walls. Grant and Jason, the hosts of up-and-coming investigative reality show Ghostly Happenings, were two such visitors. When they heard the rumors about an abandoned mall haunted by some sort of
This is a
dark
real
presence
YouTube channel.
blamed for the disappearance of local children, they packed up their van, picked up their underpaid cameraman Derek, and headed straight for the infamous building. Are you sure we're allowed to be here? Derek asked shakily as he began filming. Nope, Grant answered cheerfully. That's
Nope.
part of the fun, Jason laughed. Look, man, this place has been left to rot
Part
by the
of
city.
fun,
No
but
one
sir,
cares if
I
we're
am
shooting
36.
some footage. Besides, worry less about the cops and more about the
This is not
ghost
fun to
of
me
the
anymore.
mall. Grant grinned. Ooh, not funny, Derek grumbled. Come on, serious faces, we're rolling. Jason nudged his co-host, and the two snapped into their on-camera personalities. Once a bustling center of suburban American life, this shopping mall has transformed into a den of terror. Grant's voice dropped into a lower register, his expression intense. Locals swap stories of something inhuman that calls this place home. Something that doesn't take kindly to trespassers, Jason added.
So
A
we
ghost,
trespassed.
a demon, just an urban legend. That's what we're here to find out. Grant pulled out an EMF reader, which began beeping as he turned it on. There seems to be a lot of activity in here already. I'm picking up something.
Man, my
Don't know if you folks
bullshit
at home
meter.
can see this, but the meter's going crazy, Jason exclaimed. It was a fake meter, of course.
Yeah,
One
like
that
it's
they rigged up
bullshit.
to beep and react when Grant pressed certain hidden buttons. But the audience didn't need to know that. They were tuning in for story, for spectacle, not for the truth. If they wanted that, they could flip over to the Nature Channel and watch some lions chasing a gazelle. On this show, they were chasing pure entertainment. They continued deeper into the
People
building,
actually
taking in
believe
the
that shit,
massive,
though.
echoey space, the dusty storefronts, the beams of rotten wood strewn across the ground, the rats that skittered across the floor. It was the perfect creepy atmosphere. Maybe a little too perfect, a little too creepy. What was that? Derek practically jumped out of his skin, spinning around to look at something behind him. Hey, stay on us, Grant snapped. I saw something moving back there, Derek insisted. It was a rat, Jason rolled his eyes. There are tons of them in here, Derek shook his head. No, it wasn't a rat, it was way too big. Okay, a raccoon then, come on, get it together. We've been in way worse locations than this. Remember that old tuberculosis hospital? Grant shuddered. God, no, that was scary.
Tuberculosis
This is
hospital.
nothing. Well, not nothing. Jason elbowed his partner. I did a good job scouting this place, right? Grant was about to answer when his foot bumped something on the ground. He looked down and saw a Polaroid camera next to a long, empty water bottle and a small backpack. Oh man, get a shot of this! Derek obliged while Jason took a closer look. This must have belonged to one of the urban explorer types who came in here. He unzipped the backpack, rummaging around. Hey, look, photos! Tons of them! He dumped the pictures out onto the ground. Think he got some spirit photography done before he bit the dust? Well, might as well see. Grant joined Jason on the ground, sifting through the photos as Derek watched anxiously. Boring, deer, dog, sunset. Oh, wait a minute. He stopped, holding up one specific Polaroid.
Oh no.
This is the money shot right here. Derek, zoom in on
Oh,
this.
is that?
All three men looked
Oh,
at the picture,
is that the shy
illuminated
guy?
by the camera's light. It showed
What
a
the
tall,
fuck are you doing with a
long-limbed
picture of
pale
the shy
creature,
guy?
vaguely humanoid in shape, but at the same time distinctly not quite
Yeah,
human.
and that person
Its
should be
mouth was
dead.
stretched wide in a wordless screech, its eyes bloodshot and wild. Its long, tapered fingers
Oh,
were
boy.
reaching towards the camera. Damn, that's spooky. Jason laughed, a bit of nervousness creeping into his voice. How do you think he set this up? Grant asked. What if it's real? Derek swallowed the lump in his throat. Don't be an idiot, Grant scoffed. But then, from the outside, not 100 feet away, they heard a scream. Ear-splittingly loud, filled with rage, pain, and animalistic instinct. It was like nothing any of them had ever heard before. The scream was followed by the sound of spraying
Nope, there
wood,
you go.
branches
Hauling ass
crashing
to
into the
beat the
ground,
shit out of you.
and horrifyingly, the sound of something breaking down a nearby wall. What did you do? Jason backed away from the sound. Me? You opened the backpack? Grant shot back.
Me?
Guys, I think we need to get out of here. Derek watched in
it's too
wide-eyed
late for
terror
that
as
shit.
2 pale hands ripped a hole in the wall in front of them, making an opening.
That's your ass, Mr. Postman.
To poke through. All 3 men prepared to make a break for it and run for their lives, but as soon as the creature saw them, it was already too late. With another scream, SCP-096 sprinted toward them, grabbing each man and throwing them to the ground. The camera shattered into pieces from the impact, and Derek skidded painfully across the ground. As he rolled onto his side to try and push back up to his feet, he caught a glimpse of the monster opening its mouth impossibly wide and descending on his bosses. He really didn't want to focus on what happened next, but suffice to say there was nothing of them left afterwards.
Yeah, it was like, does he eat them? They always like, there's a mysterious part of what he does.
From the moment he saw its face, his fate was sealed. There was no escape. Soon the beeping EMF meter, the scattered photographs, and the broken pieces of the camera were the only thing left of the crew from Ghost.
I don't even feel bad for the camera.
Their devoted fans would never get another episode, but at least one being in the abandoned mall could rest easy now. SCP-096 was safe again. No one was living who had seen its face. It slowly crawled back to the hole it had made in the wall, ready to return to the forest and climb back up the mountain. There it could curl up beneath a tree and stay there for as long as it wanted. But as SCP-096 reached the hole in the wall, where it had once been able to see night sky, stars, and the trees,
where you going, boy?
Blackness. It was as if something dark was stretching over the opening, blocking the outside world from view. 096 reached out a hand to push the blockage out of the way, but whatever it was, slithered away from the touch faster than the pale hand could move. The wriggling darkness crept back into the building, weaving in and out of the shadows as SCP-096 watched it curiously. Whatever it was, it hadn't looked at the creature's face yet. It wasn't sure if this thing even had eyes. But then, stretching out of the darkness and into view, was a garish face with wide, white eyes with massive pupils, a round
like
nose,
some shit
and
that
a wide,
old school
wide
Disney
mouth
carriage
stretched into a toothy grimace that might have once looked like a smile. This was the creature that had made the mall its home, the apex predator of this biosphere, and it was staring directly at SCP-096's face.
He's like, I ain't scared of you.
With a shriek, 096 flew into a primal rage, clawing at the cat-like creature, but before 096 could reach it, the thing was gone. Where was it? Where did it go? 096 roared, tearing at the floor, ripping up the tile and gouging long, deep scratches in the concrete beneath. A sound in the distance drew 096's attention, and it bolted in the direction of the noise, swinging at any obstacle in its path as it went. It ripped down a banner advertising free frozen yogurt samples, crushed an empty cell phone kiosk, and threw a gumball machine to the floor with a crash. It would rip the entire mall apart if it had to, if that was what it took to destroy the being that had caught a glimpse of its face and disappeared.
He pays respect at his funeral.
See it. That face. That wide-eyed, grinning face. It sprinted toward the face as fast as it could. The cartoon cat was looking at 096. Not from a place in the room, but from behind the screen of a television in the electronics store window. Somehow defying the laws of physics and reality, it had made its way into the TV. 096 didn't pause to ponder the logic of this.
What the
There was no
fuck?
room for critical thought.
Like,
There was
what?
only the need to shred, to consume, to destroy.
He's like a fourth-dimensional
Burst
being
through
or
the
some
window,
shit.
sending shards of glass
Or a
in every
fifth-dimensional
direction,
being.
and reared back to attack the screen. It was so focused on its
That's
singular
thing.
task that it didn't notice the long black arms snaking across the floor,
Oh,
winding
shit,
around
got him.
its feet. All of a sudden, 096 lost its balance as its legs were pulled right out from under it, those stretchy arms dragging it into the TV screen.
Oh, gotcha.
When
Damn.
096 regained consciousness, it was in a place it did not recognize. Gone was the
So, now
inside
you're in
of
a
the mall,
parallel
with familiar
universe.
forest and mountains outside. Instead, SCP-096 was in some sort of hand-drawn world, a massive house with a hallway that seemed to go on forever, lined with infinite doors leading to who knew where. The floor tipped and tilted at odd angles, and the geometry made no three-dimensional sense. It was dizzying and deeply off-putting. SCP-096 had no frame of reference to compare it to, but a human witness might have noticed that this place looked like something out of an old cartoon from the days of Steamboat Willie and the like. SCP-096 did not think such a thing. It only knew that it was in an unfamiliar place.
He's like,
though there were no visible threats,
oh.
and it knew that it still hadn't gotten its hands on the creature that had seen its face. All along the walls between each door, there were clocks in the shape of that horrible
like, can they even break those walls
back
down?
and forth with each second. Wide smile mocking SCP-096 as if to say, try and find me. SCP-096 would not be discouraged. There was no room in its mind for that sort of thing. There was only the singular goal of finding the cartoon cat and tearing it limb from rubber hose limb. Psychological warfare would have no effect. Still, Cartoon Cat would give it his best shot. This was his world, and he could do whatever he wanted.
Yes, like he's like the god of this world.
A random doorway, waving to 096.
Like, can he actually physically hurt it?
As 096 wailed and began to give chase, Cartoon Cat slammed the door shut, only to open another door down the hall and poke his head out of that one. He did the same trick over and over, jerking SCP-096 around from end to end of the ever-expanding...
Oh, he's like, I got a perfect
After some time passed,
playmate
however, it
forever.
appeared SCP-096 was not going to get tired, and was not going to give up hope of catching its prey. It was time to end this.
Oh, he's like, okay, now he bored.
One long arm around SCP-096's neck, restraining it against the wall, and began to squeeze tighter and tighter. But nothing happened. SCP-096 did not collapse, did not react at all except to tear at the arm around its neck until it broke free. Then it returned to the relentless pursuit, tearing door frames apart, pulling up floorboards, punching through walls. Every time it dealt damage to the environment, the space filled itself back in, an unseen pen scribbling in the gaps in the floorboards, sealing up the holes in the walls. Two powerful beings going back and forth, locked in a seemingly equal-matched battle. Cartoon Cat tried to destroy SCP-096 in a myriad of ways. He tried to rip the beast apart, to snap its neck, to do any manner of unspeakable violent acts it had done before with great sadistic glee. But this pale abomination would not fold, would not
He like, what
break.
the fuck?
This wasn't going to be any fun if there was no ending. And if 096 kept destroying one of Cartoon Cat's favorite pocket worlds, that was quite enough.
Okay, get the hell out of here.
096's arms and legs, the creature thrashing viciously as he did so, and threw it into the blank space just beyond the illustrated world. Back in the mall, SCP-096 crashed back to Earth. It was about to resume its search for Cartoon Cat when suddenly a bright light illuminated its face. A police officer stood a few feet away,
shit.
holding a flashlight.
We're about
Excuse
to
me,
kill you.
can't be in here. You're trespassing. The officer started to warn, but his words were interrupted when 096 began to scream. Soon, he would be screaming too. Now go and check out SCP-049
Well,
Cures
move on to the next
SCP-096
person.
of the Pestilence, and SCP-096 versus Siren Head.
The pestilence. That was interesting. You see the basically that's like the unstoppable force, meaning the immovable object. Because like, what do? You can't kill this thing, but this thing can't catch you or kill you. So it's like, I like it. You're just like, all right, get the fuck out of here. Like, I'm done. We've been doing this for, I don't know, time might pass differently there. He just threw him like, get the fuck out. And then just moved on, and somebody else has seen his face. Now he just, oh, now you. Oh, that's right. That coward. Now he about to be just beaten to death and then eaten, I guess. Like, what a way to go. But anyway, hope y'all enjoyed my reaction. And if you did, make sure to hit that thumbs up button down below. Make sure to subscribe when you're here. Hit that bell if you want to be notified when I upload new videos. Comment down below. Share this video. And I'll see y'all next time. Peace.